Hello again, wrestling fans. Welcome to your weekly fix for wrestling talk, AIWF Ringside Wrestling. I am Mad Matt Carter, being joined this week by Brian Danzig and Reagan, although Brian's not on camera right now, but he will be back shortly. Rick Diesel is here, Commissioner, and we are going to be joined, although he is experiencing some technical difficulties at this time, we're going to be joined by Matt Classic, who, of course, as you may or may not know, some of you may not know this, but Matt Classic, what was the best way to describe his duties, Rick Diesel? He handles all the traveling national championships. Is that a good way to put it?
He is, I've never made it no secret, that I own the AIWF, that I run, what I'm saying, I've owned it since day one. Mm-hmm. And I won't make no secret of the fact that Matt Classic basically runs the affiliate program. Mm-hmm. He's the face of it. He runs it. He makes the decisions. I don't mess with him unless, it's absolutely necessary. But it's, he's like, I'm like Vince. He's like Triple H, I guess. Hey, why ain't it live on Mid-Atlantic page? Or am I just?
Yeah, it's not live. It's not online. It's not on the. It's not on.
Oh, I might have. Hang on a second. Let me stop this. And I probably put it on my own page. So hang on just a second. Just a small adjustment here. Stand by. Technical difficulties. And the hard typing you're hearing me, folks, is me putting the title back in because you have to do that. And here and yeah, that's what I did. I shared it on my timeline, so we should be any second now streaming to Mid-Atlantic Facebook at some point. I'm waiting for the notification.
Okay, now I gotta.
You see it now? All right,
yeah,
I just got the notification.
There now.
Yeah, there it is.
All right, so let's try this again. And we'll do another intro. I know all you people listening to on YouTube are like, what in the hell in the audio? But anyway, so I'm Mad Matt Carter, being joined by Brian Danzig, Reagan, Commissioner Rick Diesel, and we were just trying to explain to everybody Matt Classic is going to join us tonight. He's having some technical difficulties, but Rick Diesel, for those of the folks that are just tuning in on our Facebook stream, explain, if you would again, Matt Classic's duties as far as what he does in the AIWF.
Well, like I said earlier, for probably the last year, I've come out, as admitting that I'm the owner of the AIWF. I always have been, but the affiliate program is run by Matt Classic. He handles the affiliates. He deals with the world titles. He runs it. It's his baby right now. So that's what Matt Classic does. Anything AIWF worldwide, Matt Classic is the man.
Absolutely. And so he has put together these big, gigantic cards that we got coming up this weekend. I mean, let's say, I know the calendar still says February, but by the time we hit next weekend, it's going to be March already. And so it's going to be March 4th and 5th, I believe. Let me check my calendar just to make sure I'm not talking.
Yes, March 4th and 5th, Mount Airy at the Veterans Park.
Yep. So 2 big nights. And I've got the lineups somewhat here. And I'm going to share this with you. On March 4th, check out this card. Frost and the Fury versus Valencia Yapaz, I think is how you say that. Valencia Yapaz. I have to get the correct pronunciation before Saturday. The AIWF Mid-Atlantic Television Championship is going to be on the line. Matt Anderson's going to get his rematch against Gorilla Q. There's going to be a battle royal. And check out this tag team match. This is one I'm looking forward to just for selfish personal reasons. The Midnight Mauler and Johnny Blast are going to take on Mayhem and Sexy Kavina. Oh my God, that is going to be so awesome.
That's an AIWF nostalgia match.
Yeah. Check this out. AIWF Mid-Atlantic Women's Championship on the line. Clara defends against Stormy Renee. Let's see. Tommy Too Good, Red James, and Johnny Faith versus Team OKC. That sounds like a 6-man. AIWF World Television title. Blade versus Gaston LaRue. We've seen comments from Gaston LaRue on the Facebook page. AIWF World Shoot Fighting Championship. Blake Troop versus Judo Ace Donovan. So that ought to be pretty interesting. The AIWF World Tag Team titles on the line. The Sioux Dudes are going to take on the Psychotic Messengers. Also an added attraction, Justin Flash is going to take on Gunner. I think we've seen Gunner before in the Mid-Atlantic. I seem to remember seeing him before. And then the big one, this is just Saturday only. Now, we haven't got Sunday. The world title, AIWF World Heavyweight Championship on the line as Jack and Ty Tyson challenge Jackson Slade in a 3-way match, and that's for the AIWF World Heavyweight title, not the Mid-Atlantic title, the World Heavyweight title. Matt Classic has joined us again. I don't think we're going to get video. We've got you. We'd have to do it radio style, Matt. We were just reviewing the card for Saturday night. My goodness, it's stacked. It's a huge card.
Oh yes, it's definitely going to be a great show. People from all over the AIWF, all 94 promotions in 32 countries are coming. But the main event, world title on the line. Jackson Slade's coming all the way from Tampa, Florida. He's going to challenge the 2 number 1 contenders from the Mid-Atlantic, Jack and Ty Tyson, in a triple threat match. So you never know what's going to happen in that one.
Yeah, and we were talking about that match last week, and we just wanted the clarification on the stipulations there. In this triple threat match, is it going to be one fall and the winner gets the victory after one fall, or is it going to be elimination style like
one pin? That's it.
All right.
3 men walk in, 1 walks out.
All right. So there, Brian, we were talking about that last week. Boy, that really that negates the champion's advantage, like we talked about last week. He could be the champion could be on the outside of the ring, and Ty Tyson pin Jack 1, 2, 3, and no fault of your own, and you've lost the title.
Mm-hmm. Exactly right. Yeah. So you have to be very confident to put your title up in a triple threat match, because just like we said last week, you're losing your champion's advantage, and you're pretty much making all 3 competitors challengers and holding the belt up pretty much at that point.
This is the kind of matches I like when it comes to triple threat matches, is 1 pin for the win. I don't like the elimination rule in this, because I think that if it's 1 pin for the win, then it makes guys stay on their toes more, because
right.
The champion could be outside, and if it was elimination, then Jack pins Ty or Ty pins Jack, then that's just 1 less guy he's got to worry about.
Right.
If it's 1 pin, then he's got to get back in there and break up that pin. So it keeps everybody, especially the champion, on his toes.
Right. Yeah, because we have seen Jack use that stipulation in elimination 3-way matches. We have seen him sit back and let the other 2 guys fight it out and wear each other out, and then go get the pin or submission. I've seen him do it at least twice in elimination triple threat matches. So that's not only a tactic that the champion could use, it's one I've actually seen Jack use more than once. So he won't be able to use it either.
Talk to me, Matt Classic, about I'm looking up and down the card here. Here's one that's really the women's division is hugely popular on YouTube. I got to give it credit for growing the channel as fast as it did. But on night number 1, the women's title's on the line. Clara defends against Stormy Renee, and I see Stormy Renee around the internet, but I cannot place where she comes from.
Yeah, she's out of the Kansas Wrestling Alliance, which is a partner that covers Kansas. There's KWA, is XWE, Prairie Wrestling, and WXW out there. And she's been very successful out in the Kansas, Texas, Oklahoma region. She's been down for all the Oklahoma promotions, and she's the champion of the KWA. So she's coming. She wants to add another belt, and obviously Clara wants to defend her belt.
Yep, and that's going to be very interesting. We've seen comments online from Gaston LaRue about coming for the AIWF World Television title. What can you tell us about Blade and Gaston LaRue?
Well, Blade is a former America's champion and world tag champion. He's mainly based again out of that Kansas area. He's 6'2", 300 pounds. He's been around a while. But Gaston LaRue, he's been killing it. He's been defending the television title in Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, and he's going to be defending the night before in West Virginia up in Bluefield as well. But he's coming in. He wants to win. He wants to prove to those Mount Airy fans that he's number one. He's one of the top guys out there, and he's been going out like he is. So we'll see how it goes.
A lot of people traveling a lot of distance to be at these shows this weekend, Matt Classic, it sounds like to me.
Oh yeah, we have people coming all the way from Florida, from Kansas, from California, from Texas, Colorado, everywhere. Everybody's coming because they know this is the big AIWF convention celebrating 31 years. Over 40 promotions will be in the house, and we're gonna have a hell of a show. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And we're just talking about Saturday night right now, folks. We haven't even got into Sunday yet, which is going to be wild as well. Sioux Dudes get their shot at the World Tag Team titles against the Psychotic Messengers. Now, the Psychotic Messengers, I think Mickey Phillip told us they operate out of Oklahoma City. Is that correct?
Oh, yes, sir. They're out of Oklahoma. They also compete in Texas for a part of their Motivate Pro Wrestling, which is in Borger, Texas, the world famous Borger Dome. You can look it up online.
Nice. Let's see. Matt Anderson gets his shot at a rematch with Gorilla Q. This first match that was listed on the card here, I think I mispronounced the team name, but it's Frost and the Fury versus Valencia. Can you tell me how to pronounce that?
Valencia y Paz. They're a team out of Texas and Kansas. They're rudo as can be. And Frost and Furious, AJ Frost has been around forever. They're down from J Eagles APW. They're coming down from.
Wow, that's going to be awesome. So, folks, you want to make sure you make your plans to be with us this weekend. 2 big days, 2 gigantic shows. You're going to see wrestlers that they only come to town probably once a year. So, fans, you definitely don't want to miss out. It's going to be a good time. Let's see here. Let's look at the card for March 5th. Now, the first thing I see here is the SSP tag titles.
Yeah, Strong Style Pro Wrestling up out of Virginia, out of the Lynchburg area. They're sending 3 of their tag teams down. The All-Nighters are the current champions. They're going to take on the Sons of Rebellion and How High.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. So Jeff Paul will be in action against Mexplex. Brino Royce Open Challenge. What can you tell me about this one?
Well, Mr. Royce said he wasn't going to make it, unfortunately. So
okay.
We'll have to skip over that one, guys.
All right, we'll skip over that. We got a battle royal on Sunday as well, so we're going to have a battle royal on Saturday and Sunday. Is it?
I believe we're going to have enough guys to do it. Last year, I believe we had 42 in our battle royale on Saturday night.
Oh wow, this is going to be awesome. I'm looking so forward to this. Here's an interesting matchup. Logan Quindell, who's been on a hot streak in the Mid-Atlantic lately, is going to go up against Project X for the AIWF Golden Age Championship.
No, that's going to be for the Eclipse Championship, which is out of Pennsylvania.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But Project X, you've seen him on Control Your Narrative. He's coming. He's up and coming. He's doing well. But if he retains his belt the night before in Pennsylvania for Eclipse, he's going to bring it down and take on Mr. Logan Quindell, which I think that's going to be a heck of a match. 2 good young athletes ready to show their all to the world.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Logan's on a hot streak, man. It's going to be really good. Now, this next one, Christian Pierce versus Jason Duggan. What can you tell us about that?
Mr. Jason Duggan, he was there last year. He's going to bring up his it was called ARW, it's now called ALW. It's a promotion down in Florida. He's bringing up his championship, and he's taking on Christian the Bun Pierce, who's he's pretty well known out of the Alabama area, and they're going to fight for that championship.
All right, up next, the women here. A couple of these names I'm familiar with, but a couple I'm not. Amanda Kiss versus Clara versus Nurse Micah versus Trixie. Oh,
yes, Amanda Kiss. She's out of the Ring Wars camp, and they wanted us to put the belt on the line, but it hasn't been decided yet. We'll have to make that call here in the next couple days. Clara obviously is the Mid-Atlantic champion. Nurse Mika, she's a great talent from West Virginia. She's been tearing it up all over the East Coast.
Yes.
Trixie's down from Alabama. So we're just going to put them 4 ladies in there and let them fight it out.
Amanda Kiss, I believe, is the girl who was with the RWC crowd when they came to the show and was filming all that, got all that footage, and looked like she was just having a time of her life, disrupted our show. So, Clara, do me a solid and knock one of her teeth out for me if you could, please. That'd be nice. AIW, sorry, I'm a little biased. I mean, they rated our show. I'm still kind of pissed off about that.
And Claire and Nurse Micah have met in the ring in AIWF.
Oh, yes, they have. Our YouTube
and they're actually going to fight the night before in West Virginia as well, over in Bluefield.
Oh, wow. So fantastic.
That's one thing I like about the anniversary weekend is a lot of them make shows all weekend long also. You know, they'll take a Friday night show in, and they'll come down for this. And it's like these guys come from all over the United States for this one weekend once a year. And they make a vacation, they make a trip out of it. You know what I'm saying? They'll get booked in other shows, like on the way to and on the way back. And I love how they do that.
Yeah, awesome. I believe James Anthony is going to be joining us here directly. All right, AIWF Mid-Atlantic Championship. Jack defends the title against X. What can you tell us about that, Matt?
Well, Jax, he was upset about being left off the War Games team for AIWF Mid-Atlantic. So he said, hey, I'm showing up. I got the Mid-Atlantic belt, but I'm going to win the world belt. So, you know, he's saying it's going to be a world title fight, but I can't officially say that till he wins it. So, or if he wins it. So right now he's putting the Mid-Atlantic title on the line.
All right. So, and then the big one, James Anthony, you joined us right at the right time. It's War Games, AIWF Mid-Atlantic versus Ring Wars Carolina. And that is going to be ugly, I feel like, Matt Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Sunday. That's the main event for Sunday.
That's an understatement.
Yeah. So, James Anthony, it was good to see you back at the event at Capital Punishment. Not really crazy about the methodology that you used to come in there, but hey, you know, we got a War Games match out of it. What in the world is this? What in the world did the AIWF ever do, Mid-Atlantic ever do to Ring Wars Carolina to create so much bad blood?
Hey, he's muted.
You're
Unmute
muted,
yourself. There you go.
I know. First of all, in my personal opinion, Ty Tyson should be suspended, not only from the Mid-Atlantic, but he shouldn't even be allowed to participate Saturday or Sunday because he assaulted me. He put his hands on me.
Mm-hmm.
But he's married to the owner of Mid-Atlantic, Rick Diesel. So I guess the rules don't apply to everybody when it comes to the AIWF Mid-Atlantic, though, right? Isn't that right, Rick? Isn't that
all right. First off, James, I have took your side with people in this argument. All right. I know I'm loyal. I can't be loyal to one over another AIWF affiliate, even though my heart's in the Mid-Atlantic. All you were doing was tapping Ty on the back. I seen it, you know what I'm saying? But in his defense, I mean, tensions were high. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, tensions were high. Everybody was in everybody's face. Everybody was expecting. I mean, the fuse had already been lit. It was just a matter of time before it was going to blow anyhow. It was unfortunate that it happened the way it did. But I mean, I agree with you in the point that you was not intentionally trying to set Ty Tyson off. And I agree with him that, tensions was high and anything could have happened. You know what I'm saying? He took it the wrong way, but there's a big match coming this Sunday. And I think we can just put all that behind us, everybody go in there and just beat the hell out of each other. That's what I like.
Right. Yeah. I know exactly what you're saying, Rick. Both sides have a legitimate claim to who started what. You could make the argument that the first physical contact was made by James Anthony. You could also make the argument that it was simply touching, patting him on the back. Either way, what's done is done, and now the best way to handle it going forward is simply have the match, fight it out, and see who's the winner. You know, there's really no use in at this point arguing about who started it and all that. The best thing to do now is just prepare for the fight.
Well, technically, I'm still a little upset because how can I prepare for something when the Mid-Atlantic hasn't even announced who's going to be on their team? Like, why is it such a big secret? There's not a lot of guys that really want a team with Mickey Folk anyway. There's not a lot of guys that want a team with Ty Tyson. Why? And on top, I mean, think about it. And they've also lost Joe Harrison. We are what? 6 days away. Excuse me, we're 7 days away from the match, and I still don't know 3 of the 5 on the team. So my question is, what is the big secret? What is the problem? Let's not act like Mickey and Ty have the best reputation backstage. Let's not act like they've made a lot of friends. I mean, Mickey Fope is getting a world tag team title match. Ty Tyson getting a shot for the world heavyweight championship. I mean, who really is going to want a team with these guys when they keep getting all these special privileges? As the captain of my team, I made sure that all of my guys that are on the team have to qualify because I want the best. I'm not just going to pick 4 or 5 random guys. I want the best. So what I've done was I made my guys qualify. I made my teammates have to qualify to be on the team. Alex Bryan and myself, yes, we don't get along that well. Flex Simmons and Jim Stone, yes, they're not the best of friends, but we have agreed to be united and be a team until after March 5th. My question is, when are we going to find out who the on the AIWF are going to be?
I don't know. As soon as that information is released, as soon as that information is released, I'll publish it. But I have no idea.
You make a good point.
You can't argue with him about it.
No. But I will say this: what one of James' comments was, he's talking about, we know Joe Harrison is out now. For those of you fans who did not see it, there was an interview segment posted on the Facebook page this past week where this Kevin Phoenix Cochran III came in and removed Joe Harrison from the team completely unprovoked. I don't understand why on earth he would do that, unless RWC management is sliding a little bit of money in his pocket. I don't know. It seems like you're.
I don't know. I think from Kevin Phoenix's reaction, I think that this is. I think he takes that brawl as a personal affront. You know, coming into his backyard where he rules, and I think that he really wants to win this War Games. So who knows? Maybe he's going to put himself in it.
Oh, that's a good point, James.
I wouldn't put it past him.
Think about.
Who does Kevin Phoenix Cochran think is one of the best wrestlers in the world? Kevin Phoenix Cochran III. So,
yeah, but don't he realize that if he put himself into that match, it would implode so quickly? I mean, there's nobody in that match that would do anything to help him. I mean, that would be his ego just really
I don't know.
Everything down
Under normal circumstances, I would agree with you. But just like James Anthony was saying, there are several members on his team that don't get along. But when it comes to promotion versus promotion, it's just like family. You can fight with your own family, but when somebody else jumps on them, you're going to work together and work as a team. So, it's about bragging rights, about reputation. You don't want your promotion to be the one that lost. So you're going to, I think both promotions, no matter who is in there, are going to put their differences aside. And, if for nothing else, just for their own egos. They want the promotion they're representing to be the winner.
Right.
I know that's the way I would be looking at it.
Classic, can you hear me? Matt Classic, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
We can hear you. Go ahead.
I just feel like, for me, that you should give Mickey and Ty until, I don't know, let's just say midnight on Saturday to have a full team. And if not, hey, if it's just 5-1-2, that's the way it should be. I mean, listen, man, you got to make some kind of rules. I think they have until at least midnight on Saturday to have a full team. That's just my opinion.
I mean, 6 days. That's not an unreasonable request by any stretch of the imagination, I don't think.
No, it's not unreasonable. I'm sure we'll put it out, but before the match, of course.
Yeah, and as soon as we get those materials, folks, so, especially those watching on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, I'll put it wherever. Just to clarify something, though, we did a poll on our AIWF Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel, and the question was, who actually started the brawl between AIWF Mid-Atlantic and Ring Wars Carolina? James Anthony, you won that poll, 83% over Ty Tyson, 17%. So the fans seem to think that that was your fault. So I just figured I'd throw that out there. We're trying to be engaging.
I mean, the footage is out there. Okay, all I did, I patted Ty on the back and I said, "Hey, good job, Ty," and he pushed me. I was a fan. I was a paying fan. Dex Carter paid for those seats out of his own pocket. I was a fan. I was not a wrestler that night. I did absolutely nothing wrong. And I think that if we took that into a court of law, I think the judge and the jury would be on my side. I just simply patted him on the back. He pushed me first. A push is assault, right or wrong. You push somebody, it's an assault. I just can't walk out here
in North Carolina.
Somebody.
Actually, in North Carolina, they have a lot. If you're 1% at fault, you wouldn't win. So you might be 1% at fault.
Yeah, and you guys heckled the AIWF Mid-Atlantic wrestlers for 2.5 hours prior to that, nonstop. I know, I was standing right next to you. So, I mean, what are you supposed to think? All right, this guy that's been talking trash and his goon squad that's with him, who've been trashing us for the last 2.5, 3 hours, I get over there near him and he pats me on the back. I think Ty's instinct was probably a left hook was coming next.
Hey, well, first of all, we had Mickey Fulp at our show a few weeks prior to that, and nothing happened to Mickey. I told my guys, "Hey, man, Mickey's coming here. He's a guest. Let's treat him like a guest." Mickey invited us. Now, yes, did my guys get a little rowdy? Yes, we did. Did we kind of like say things and do things we shouldn't have done? Of course, we did. But hey, man, listen, we had fun. Okay, we brought some excitement to the show. Again, nobody assaulted Mickey. Nothing happened to Mickey. Mickey came in and left the same way that he came there when he came to our show. When we came to the Mid-Atlantic, it wasn't like that. Again, Ty Tyson put his hands on me first. And I mean, I love the AIWF Mid-Atlantic. I love Matt Classic. I love Rick Diesel. My career has been very triumphant because of those two men. Mm-hmm. But, again, I mean, no matter how you look at it, I still say, in my defense, I wasn't in the wrong. But at the end of the day, hey, it was what it was. What happened, happened. This Sunday, we're going to find out who is the better promotion, AIWF Mid-Atlantic Wrestling or Ring Wars Carolina. Listen, again, I love the AIWF Mid-Atlantic, all right? Rick Diesel signed me to the Mid-Atlantic back in 2012. Okay, it's because of Rick Diesel I went on to become a very successful wrestler. I've won multiple AIWF World Cruiserweight titles, the Mid-Atlantic Cruiserweight title, the Heavyweight title. I've done everything in the Mid-Atlantic because of Rick Diesel. You know what I'm saying? And even when people said things about Rick Diesel that I'm not going to say on here, but me and Rick Diesel talk, people have said some things about Rick Diesel in private that I've taken up for him for, and I've kind of gotten my head chewed off about it. But hey, I can't bash the man. I can't bash the AIWF. I can't bash Matt Class because the guys have done way too much for me. But this Sunday, I'm not going to be on the AIWF side. I'm going to be on the Ring Wars Carolina side. I'm going to be the captain of the Ring Wars team. And my goal is to come in there, beat the Mid-Atlantic, and prove that Ring Wars Carolina is, without a shadow of a doubt, not just one of the best promotions in North Carolina, but in my personal opinion, one of the greatest promotions in North Carolina. We're going to prove that this Sunday with myself, Alex Bryant, Jim Stone, codename Flex, and then after this Saturday night, whoever wins that last chance battle royal at RWC, whoever joins our team, we're going to come in at the United Front and we're going to beat whoever the Mid-Atlantic has. I mean, that's even if they have a team come this Sunday.
Hope you bring a security detail, because one thing, the excitement that you guys brought to the show last time was a damn near riot. And that'd be the second one in about 6 months. So, I mean, I was standing there thinking, man, I hope I don't get hurt, but boy, this is sure exciting. And so, I'm looking forward to the match, James. I've handed you a lot of compliments over the years. You're a fantastic wrestler, and let's go ahead and just put it out there. James Anthony has appeared on Monday Night Raw. I know because I saw it. You know, I was watching that night. So, I mean, look, this guy's no slouch. You know, he means what he says when he gets in that ring. He's a damn good competitor. But I don't want to turn this into the Mutual Admiration Society either. You know, you got a big match coming up with the Mid-Atlantic guys, and all hell is going to break loose Sunday night. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. And I cannot encourage you folks enough to make sure you're there for this. It's going to be wild. I mean, hey, the cage is going up and it ain't even deal with the steel, man. You know, it's serious. So,
Yeah.
And you know, this is this match right here is going to determine who is the best of the best. You know, last year, if you can remember, we came to the Mount Airy and we lost. And I was the captain then, and we lost. AIWF came to Ring Wars Carolina in June, and RWC won, and Gemstone was the captain. And I mean, think about it. A lot has changed in 1 year. A lot has changed on both sides. You know, I am now the School of Morton heavyweight champion. Gemstone is now one half of the tag team champions. Alex Bryant is now the television champion. Codename Flex, one half of the tag team champions. All of us just got back from the big NWA tryout just a couple of weeks ago. I mean, what can Mickey Folk and Ty Tyson and whoever else on the team, what can they say they're bringing to the table? Hey, man, I'm bringing a squad of champions. I'm bringing the future of professional wrestling. What is Ty Tyson and Mickey Folk bringing to the table this Sunday? Nothing. As of right now, they're bringing nothing. So it doesn't look good for the Mid-Atlantic. And once again, I hate that because I love the Mid-Atlantic. I started out in the Mid-Atlantic. But again, a lot has changed in 1 year. And the way it's looking, Ring Wars Carolina is going to come in and we're going to prove why, once again, we are one of the best promotions in the state of North Carolina. I'm sorry. I hate to say it. I'm just going to be honest.
Mickey Fulp, you have the link to this meeting. You're being verbally eviscerated here. It might be a good idea if you come on and defend yourself.
Oh, please. He lives in King, North Carolina. They don't have internet.
I don't know. He managed to get on here last week. So, but anyway, okay.
McDonald's.
Hey, let me real quick. I want to go around the table and get everybody's thoughts, but I really do need to like run through a couple of ads real quick. This is Rose Tyson's favorite part. Is everybody cool with that? Let's see here. Let me plug our social media and all this stuff here. Can everybody see the slideshow?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Start doing all that. I got some stuff I got to go do. I just want to say this Sunday, Mount Airy, North Carolina, War Games, Team RWC versus Team AIWF. Only one team is going to walk in victorious, and that's going to be Team RWC. Rick Diesel, Matt Classic, I love you guys. I'm sorry I got to come in there and annihilate your company promotion, but hey, man, this is business, this is professional wrestling, and I got.
Hey, I'm neutral. I'm like Switzerland in this one.
Hey, me too. Like I said, my heart's in the Mid-Atlantic, but you know what I'm saying? I can't be partial.
I'm with Rick Diesel. I've always tried to cover this sport right down the middle and with integrity and not tell people buildings are sold out when they're not and shit like that. And my heart's in the Mid-Atlantic, but James Anthony, you have impressed me every time I've ever seen you step foot in that ring.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I wish that I could.
Anybody, so I'm excited about this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to wish you luck, but in the same time, I'm a home team player. You know, I've always been with the Mid-Atlantic all these many years. So guess what? They'll lock the cage door and 45 minutes later, we'll know who the winner is. So I wish you the best of luck.
May the best man win.
Rick Diesel, once again, no hard feelings when my team comes in and beats your team. That's all I'm saying.
You
All
got
right.
it, man.
None taken.
Thank
You
you.
guys beat them, then you're the better team. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, that's the way you got to look at it.
No whining, no crying.
You know, I don't want to take up too much more you guys' time. So you guys have a good rest of the show. I wish you guys the best luck on Saturday, and I'll see everybody on Sunday.
All right. Thank you, James Anthony. All right, James Anthony joining us. And I did not know he was School of Morton champion. That carries some pretty good weight with me. Yeah, that carries some big weight with me. Okay, all right, let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're on Instagram. You can search us at AIWF Mid-Atlantic Wrestling and Diesel 247. Oh boy, fun times. And check us out over on Instagram. I like to play music with the photos, and sometimes the music can stir up trouble. But anyway, and you can follow me on Twitter if you want to. I do a little wrestling stuff over here. I'm at Mad Matt Concord. Fair warning, if you come on there talking about politics, I will block you. Premier Auto Detailing, great sponsor of ours, and we just absolutely love them. They can make that old jalopy look like it just rolled off the showroom floor. They do fleet services. They do individual jobs. So like we were talking about last week, if you had Uncle Lendel's old caddy on blocks in the backyard for 5 years, but you finally broke down, bought some wheels for it, and got it running, well, it needs to be cleaned up. And this is the place you need to call, Premier Auto Detailing. You can reach them at 336-883-5722, 336-883-5722 for more information. Again, they do fleet services as well as individual jobs. It's Premier Auto Detailing, and be sure to tell them AIWF Ringside Wrestling sent you. Tees Creations Custom Apparel. If you need sweatshirts, t-shirts, hoodies, any type of custom apparel, custom print jobs, they can handle it for you. They also do tumblers. So if you're looking with one of those, here's some of the designs for the winter. I'm sure the spring designs will be out soon, but Tees Creations can handle all your custom print job needs for apparel. It's teescreations22.com. That's teescreations22.com. No punctuation there to visit their website, or you can visit them at facebook.com/Tees Creations. That's Tees Creations Custom Apparel. Lovely, 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 lovely merchandise. So we've heard from, muted. We've heard from James Anthony. A lot of bad blood here, and I'm puzzled. It's like you come in, you raid the show, you know, just like he said, Mickey Fulp was treated as a guest. Nobody messed with him while he was down there, except that he was brought into the ring and challenged. He told us that much last week. Reagan, I see your hand up, but this whole thing is weird.
Well, it's what's bizarre. A lot of jealousy, a lot of accusations about favoritism, getting away with a lot because of favoritism. A lot of jealousy sounding coming out of here, and I wish he was still on so I could ask that, because I mean, a lot of Ty Tyson gets away with this because he's married to this, and Mickey Phelps gets away with this because of this, and that. There was a lot of tone of that at the beginning.
Yeah,
so,
and the thing is, he's like, yeah, Mickey Fulp came down to Ring Wars and was treated perfectly fine, and then we come and there's a fight. Yeah, Mickey Fulp came by himself. He didn't come with the entire AIWF Mid-Atlantic roster. You know, when you are having an event and another promotion, whether they're your affiliate, one of your affiliates or not, comes in with almost the entire roster, you're kind of expecting. So seems like they've got something planned.
I mean, inciting a riot that's what they came to do, was incite a riot,
and they did. Mm-hmm.
And that's whether or not he thinks Tap and Tie on the back, whatever. I believe they came to incite a riot. I mean,
well, it doesn't make any sense. You sit there, like I said, you verbally assault every wrestler that comes in the ring. Even Matt Classic told Mickey Fulp that it threw him off, during his match, and he ended up losing the television title. Not blaming that on them, but I mean, because I want to show the footage here, but I don't know if I have permission how Matt Anderson lost that title. But it's just, they didn't have everything to do with it. But man, it's like you've been yelling and heckling all night long. And then I get over there, and then Ty Tyson gets over there. He's heard about all this in the dressing room. He gets over there. He gets a tap on the shoulder. How do you think he's going to react? Oh, you've been heckling all night, but now you want to make nice? Doesn't make sense to me.
I mean, we definitely can't punish Mr. Tyson for his actions or ring wars for their actions. So that's why I'm ready for just Sunday. Let's get in the ring. Let's lock that cage. Let's let the blood fly, the fists fly. Let's let it go. Let's settle it once and for all.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll ask, I've asked Rick Diesel before. It's like, well, why don't you make a ruling here? And he's a let him play type referee, I think, and I think in this case, it's the best. You don't want to get, going and legislating fines and suspensions and all that kind of stuff when it can just as be easily settled in the ring. And I think that the War Games is going to be perfect for this.
Yes,
Well,
exactly.
I think it's perfect. But just a caveat to what he was saying about being a fan, when you are a wrestler and you go to watch another organization's show, you're never just a fan.
Mm-hmm.
They always, no matter where you go.
I think Reagan froze.
Yeah.
Did she freeze on?
Well, you're still a wrestler is usually on what am I trying to say? On high alert that you're there.
Yeah, you can't if you are yourself a professional wrestler, buy a ticket or not, you're still a professional wrestler. You're not just a fan.
Yeah, I mean, I would be afraid to go into another promotion, whether it was a rival promotion or not, go and buy a ticket to another promotion and heckle the wrestlers being part of another promotion, because I feel like that's like giving everybody in that dressing room a green light to kick your ass. I mean, that's just not something that you do.
Or you get kicked out. Yeah.
Well, and going back to something that James Anthony said about Ty Tyson getting favoritism, there is nobody that I'm harder on than Ty Tyson.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, he's married to my daughter, but that means he's got to live up to 31 years of tradition.
Right.
That people like me and Brian and Daniel Mays and Brad and Jammer and TNT and the TVA and the Tennessee Intimidators and Jackie Anderson and Chains. I expect him to follow suit and to live up to the legacy of this company more than I do any other wrestler that walks into that dressing room. So
right, that and you also have to hold him to a higher standard, so that you aren't accused of favoritism.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everything that Ty Tyson has gotten in the AIWF Mid-Atlantic, he has earned, and I think anybody watching that has watched him fight knows that he has earned every single thing that he has gotten.
He's fought.
Nothing's been handed to him.
No, he's fought and scratched for everything he's got. He's fought harder than anybody because I put every obstacle that I could think of in his way. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like if he's going to go through his wrestling career as my son-in-law, then by God, I don't know if he's going to remember it. You know what I'm saying?
I heard a story, Rick Diesel. You don't have to confirm or deny this. You can say no comment if you want. But before Ty and Trista got married, Ty, you took some of the archive footage over to Ty Tyson, and I don't want to say you made him watch it, but the story is that it was pretty clear that he needed to familiarize himself with the long, illustrious history of the AIWF, and he poured over hours and hours and hours of classic footage. So I don't know if that's true or not, but that's a story I've been told.
Well, not just that. I'm not going to deny it or not, but I can say one thing for sure, that not only me, but Trista, I mean, you know what I'm saying? She's very deep in the history and the legacy of this company as well. And she expects it out of him too. I mean, you'd be amazed stuff that she's looked at him and go, well, that's not how we do things here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, and it's hard. I can't imagine being in Ty's position like that, but it was just, it's hard when you're close to Rick and being in that position, you know.
Watch her look at Brian.
Always that jealousy. Huh?
Watch her look at Brian. Yeah.
Well,
Brian,
because he's suffered enough.
Brian was you know, I don't want to use Rick's shoot name, but Rick's boy, you know, and all that came with that and stuff, you know, that was jealousy, you know, and now Ty's his actual son-in-law. So I can't even imagine what comes with that. And he fights, I mean, he's left his blood, sweat. I mean, yeah. So that just is nonsense.
You know, I had forgotten about that, Reagan. I remember that and the jealousy that people had toward Brian because he was Rick's tag team partner, you know, and it was unfounded. It's like, man, this dude busts his ass harder than just about anybody here. And you go hate on him for it. I mean, you know, I'm sorry, man. When that Marilyn Manson music hit, man, back in the 90s, those girls would squeal before Brian even walked through the curtain.
I could fight off many a girl, Ted.
I mean, like, you know, every armory in a 2-state area, doom, doom, hey, and everybody was screaming along with it. I mean, he's this dastardly villain, and everybody can't wait to see him, you know.
Well, and the thing too is see, that's another thing. That's another way that Ty is kind of carrying a torch. He's carrying the torch of what Brian done, because Brian was closer to me, you know, throughout these years than just about anybody. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not going to deny that. Well, that jealousy or whatever, people can call him whatever that was, but Brian was my right hand for many, many years. And that torch has to be passed to Ty. So now Ty is suffering Brian's legacy.
Happily retired.
Yeah. And the thing is, when he comes through that curtain, the roof comes off the building every single time.
Mm-hmm.
And that has absolutely, the crowd doesn't know who's related to who's married to who. They love that guy because he comes out and gives them everything he's got.
Right. When I went to England, I mean, and because when they come and done the documentary on us, the person I had standing by my side was Brian. So when I went to England, I didn't have anybody saying, "Hey, does Robbie Evil still build furniture?" They said, "Does Brian Danzig still turn socks?" You know? I mean,
and I mean
that's who the people. But that's Brian's legacy. You know what I'm saying? He was for years. Ty is the second coming of Brian in this business in more ways than just being by my side. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, that's a bold statement.
I mean, you know,
I mean, it is what it is, but that's a big shoes to fill. That's why I kind of perked up when you said that. I'm like, wow, okay.
I expect Ty to try his damnedest to fill Brian Danzig's shoes. By God. If he can't, we need to take him off, put on somebody else.
Oh, no pressure, Ty. No pressure. Oh my goodness. So look, so Matt Classic, this I wanted to ask, I mean, we are at the 31st anniversary show, and I think you mentioned this earlier, but I didn't catch it. How many total promotions is the AI? How many affiliates do we actually have now?
Oh, we have 94 in 32 countries.
That is incredible. Wow. Isn't that something? I mean, it's just incredible. And
if you want to see the title history, go to wrestlingtitles.com and search for the AIWF, and pretty much our entire history is up on there.
Oh, wow. Okay. Say that website again, just for everybody, especially for the people listening.
Yeah, no problem. It's wrestling/titles.com, and just search for the AIWF, or if you just search for the AIWF World Title, it usually shows up in Google.
All right. That is awesome. So wrestling/titles.com. So for more information on the lineages of the AIWF title. Matt Classic, this Saturday night, this weekend is just, I mean, it's loaded. We got, I think 12 matches on Saturday, 9 on Sunday. I mean, it's
11 and 9 so far.
11 and 9.
That's probably where I'm expecting to keep it. So,
man, I'm looking so forward to it. It's going to be.
Last year was 23 matches, so I'm just glad it's not 23 again.
Over 2 days.
Yeah, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
7 o'clock bell on Saturday, 4 o'clock bell on Sunday.
That was what I was getting ready to ask.
Okay, so 7 o'clock bell on Saturday, 4 o'clock on Sunday, because I think we've been advertising 5 p.m. on Sunday. So note to everybody, it's 4 p.m. on Sunday. And the bell time is at 7 o'clock on Saturday. So write that down. Ticket prices are pretty reasonable for this too, are they not?
Yeah, $5 for the bleachers, $10 for all floor seats.
You can't beat that. I mean, that's
Especially considering you're going to see somebody, correct, that has not been too far off from working the big leagues. So,
yeah, Gunner's formerly Jackson Riker. He's worked TNA, WWE. He's a fellow North Carolinian, so he's coming into town, and he's taking on Justin Flash now. As we had changed, Lou Gotti tore his bicep on Friday night, so he's out. Justin Flash is stepping up, 2-time former world champion. I think he's the man for the job. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, man. Finally we're able to drag Justin Flash off the softball field after all these years. He's come back to wrestling and he is just taking fire, man. I'm telling you.
He's got him some Sid Vicious in him.
Let's
not too much. Hopefully he'll stay away from the softball, but
Yeah, and fighting with Arn Anderson.
Well,
I was just thinking about.
I certainly don't want to see his leg broken 12
Sorry,
places.
I was just thinking about Sid Vicious quit getting his softball career.
I have never seen that piece of footage, and I don't plan to ever watch it. I mean,
I have. It's terrifying.
I heard about it.
I like to watch stuff like that. I like that for some reason. It's terrifying.
No, I can any kind of movie or TV show, no matter how gruesome or graphic it is, I can usually handle it. But like real life injuries, no.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
I don't know. I like it.
And see, my wife is the exact opposite. She worked for Red Cross, disaster relief and stuff when she was young. So she can handle gunshot wounds, car wrecks, severed limbs. In real life does not faze her. But if we're watching Game of Thrones and the swords come out, and at the movie yesterday, at Cocaine Bear yesterday, she's like, "Oh my god!"
But I am excited for Justin Flash to meet up with Gunner. And at one of my shoot jobs, I used to run into Gunner in the hallways all the time. So this is exciting to see him in the ring live. So.
Kind of switching gears a little bit. There's been a lot of talk around the internet about this AEW video game that has yet to be released yet. It's finally gone on pre-sale. I saw today on GameStop's website. I was noticing when they promote the video game on the TV show that it says that it's already won best video game of the year by some random ass website. So I'd like to understand, help me because I'm kind of dumb and I have a small brain. Help me understand how a damn game can win an award for being the best of anything, and it's not
we actually have game developer friends, so we can actually answer this question.
Okay.
So go ahead.
Well, a lot of media and reporters and reviewers will get a copy of a game before it's released, and so they are going by the games that they've already played and games that have yet to come out that they have played.
Plus, you might also have conventions that are just for industry people. So the industry people would be at the conventions. So you would have the developers, you would have the media, you would have the magazines, you would have all those people just there seeing the games, playing the games, doing the things like that. And then they can do the reviews from there. So the game's probably been developed and done for maybe a year, no telling how long before it's released. And then once all that's done, then they release it. But they probably have had access to it for months and months and months.
Mm-hmm.
The rumors I'm hearing is that AEW invested close to $57 million to develop this video game. And you say you guys know game developers. Is that normal? Is that a normal cost to develop a video game?
I mean, a game of that level of a world based on a worldwide television broadcast, yes, that's
Because-
especially I'm not sure what the company is that's releasing it, but
Because-
I'm sure it's a big time.
Because even our friends who are just developing on their own, I don't know how much they got a significant amount to do theirs.
Yeah,
So-
and they're just like a small independent company. Their game is going to be released on all the major platforms, but there are games that are they're different level. It's just like TV shows. There's or movies. There's low budget movies that that they make for $1 million, and then there's movies that their budgets are almost $1 billion.
Maybe I'm just getting too
same thing
cynical
with
in my
gaming
old age, because I saw that, and that's why I wanted to ask about it, because maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm just getting cynical in my old age. Like I feel like it just about everybody's bullshitting me or lying to me. Not in this room.
Well,
But,
it's
you know,
because gaming now is, it's that thing where, I was just talking about this today with my children, that gaming used to be something just for kids, and then kids who grew up playing video games became adults who still wanted to play video games, and now gaming is a multi-billion-dollar industry, just like it's just like movies, TV shows. Video games are just another part of entertainment now. So it is a huge industry that's not going away anytime soon.
No, and it's really nice too, because if you think about the state of gaming, like video games and pinball and shit, like from the 70s and the 80s, it's gone from sometimes seedy arcades with a lot of shady characters hanging around to this huge home entertainment thing where, some Hollywood directors get their start in video games, and sometimes video game companies hire Hollywood directors to come in. And then you got, like, for example, a great example recently, The Last of Us. Several years ago, huge video game. I know it was on PlayStation. I don't know if it was on all the other ones, but now there's a TV show with it, HBO, and so it's incredible to see where the industry's come. So
it is.
All right, let's see real quickly now. Let me go ahead and take care of the other part of our bills here.
Hey, Matt, why are you doing that? Can I circle back to something?
Yeah, absolutely.
Justin Flash posted on the in the comments. He said he had a very similar injury to Sid, only his happened in baseball, and he has a metal rod in his right leg. Makes his calf kicks and spinning heel kicks more devastating.
Oh,
so
wow.
now we have like a little Sid Vicious, and
Yeah.
Well,
Like a combination, like Lex Luger throwing those forearms where he had that the metal in his forearm.
Yeah.
He would always throw those out once he got that rod put in his forearm.
well, now you got some extra ammo for commentary, Brian, because now every time you see Flash kick somebody, you're gonna know there's a metal
Rod in there.
Oh no,
Bionic-
Justin, you
bionic
shouldn't have said that, because now all your opponents are going to be accusing you of that, using an illegal foreign object that you've had implanted inside your body.
Hey, if you implant it inside your body, whether you need it or not, it's fair game. I'm sorry.
If you went to the trouble of having surgery, go.
Right.
Oh, mercy. All right, real quick, let me read these ads and we'll get back to our conversation here. Let's see. Of course, Branch Management was our first sponsor on the show, and they are a tree service that operates in the Mount Airy, Surry County area of North Carolina. They can help you with branches that are maybe too close to structures, normal pruning, or complete tree removal. They offer
A member of Angie's List.
Oh, Branch Management on Angie's List now. So what does that mean? You just like get you get more referrals, you get like more attention out there. I mean, I don't really know much about Angie's List.
We're gonna find out. I don't know how big it is, in this area, but we'll find out.
Yeah. So let's see here. An Angie's List member, Branch Management, they offer free estimates on the tree service. You can be eligible for a $100 referral bonus if you refer a friend or neighbor or even an enemy. They don't care what your relationship is with the person. If it's a referral, you'll be eligible for a referral bonus. All you have to do for the tree service is call 336-648-9282 or 336-320-8994. Let me give you those numbers one more time. 336-648-9282 or 336-320-8994. Branch management also does landscaping, pressure washing, gutter cleaning, basic, handyman services. And you can reach out for those at 336-648-2487. That's 336-648-2487. And like with all our sponsors, tell them AIWF Ringside Wrestling sent you. Tees Treats is a food truck that operates out of Mount Airy. They are able to service multiple locations at the same time. That means they have more than one truck, folks, for those of you in Rio Linda. They have hot dogs, pizza. They got the stuffed crust pizza now, all kinds of ice cream, funnel cakes, corn dogs, mini donuts, you name it. They got it. Tees Treats, the best concessions in wrestling.
Yes.
They will be at the anniversary show both days. So, yeah, give them a call if you want to find out where they're going to be besides wrestling. You give them a call at 336-755-8204. That's 336-755-8204. Or you can just search Tees Treats on Facebook.com for more.
I got an update on that too.
Yes, please tell us.
Now featuring Hershey's ice cream.
Oh, wow.
We're getting serious now.
That's the best.
It is the best.
That's the best.
Yes.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah.
Yes. Started with Hershey's this week.
Oh,
Wow. Yeah.
That's what
There-
the place
there
here
is
in
a
Clemens.
yeah.
There is a difference.
hmm Yeah. There's a place here in Clemens that's been here forever. And they do Hershey's ice cream.
Oh,
And
Jesus.
it is the best.
That's it. I'm done. All my that I've worked on is I'm done.
Well,
Hershey's
the
ice
main
cream
truck
is
is going to
nice.
start. We started this week having the Hershey's, the dipped ice cream, and then the mini donut trailer is going to start having the Hershey's like ice cream on a stick, and the like the what is it, the chocolate eclair?
Oh,
It's got
yeah,
the
yeah,
chocolate
yeah.
center with the nuts on it.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Oh,
start
yeah.
having them and the I think the what is it? Oh, the cones, pre-wrapped cones like you get in the Hershey's thing at the grocery store or the
You talking about like a Nutty Buddy?
well, yeah, kind of, but they got several different flavors and they're big, so that's coming soon to the other truck.
Oh my God.
God, are y'all hungry out there yet? Good.
Yeah.
Man,
I
Lord.
am.
And we've had a mild winter, so I feel like this summer's going to be real hot. And if we have any more rides at wrestling, it's not going to be a problem because you'll be able to cool off that hot temper with a treat from Tees Treats. All right, guys, we're just a few days away from the big show. I thought about covering Elimination Chamber tonight. I'd already put the slideshow together and everything, but it's already been over a week and it's kind of old news. But if you would like to, I'd like to show some of the fans. I don't know when I'm going to be able to post this on YouTube yet, but I would like to show the fans some of the footage of the match between Matt Anderson and Gorilla Q. Am I good to do that, Rick Diesel?
I think so, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's what Kevin Cochran thinks.
He ain't here to defend himself.
And no,
Exactly.
he should have showed up to give some direction. So
Well, I don't really pay attention to him that much, but anyway, no, I'm just kidding, Kevin. Or am I? But here it is. This is the TV championship match, the AIWF Mid-Atlantic TV championship match from Capital Punishment. And they're well into this match. This is probably about, I'd say the 10-minute mark at this point. Now, I'm not playing it with sound, but when it goes up on YouTube, you will be able to hear the RWC wrestlers, the roster, which is directly behind this camera, just non-stop heckling, jeering. Brian, I can't think of any other adjectives to describe it. It was just, you were out there at commentary. I mean, it was unrelenting.
It was.
and Gorilla Q was able to, somewhat ignore it. But, this is a weird situation. Gorilla Q and Matt Anderson came together in kind of a hodgepodge situation and won the tag team title. Look, Gorilla Q telling them to be quiet. He's getting upset with them. Like, I'm having a champion. See, there they are. And they came together. They were tag team champions just for a short while. They lost the title to the Fighters Club. The team imploded. They had a couple of grudge matches. Then Matt Anderson tried to make up with Gorilla Q, who would have none of it. And here they are fighting again for the television title. And Gorilla Q is just, boy, I tell you what, Rick Diesel, I did not see it in him at first, but boy, he has got a mean streak to him. He's a mean bastard.
Yeah. I mean, he's always had that fire. He had to get that rookie year, the first couple of years out, find out his footing and figure out who he was in this business, because your first couple of years is always a feeling out process.
Mm-hmm.
And I think now he's starting to come into his own. He's starting to get his own identity. So, and I think it's changing him and it's making him more confident as well.
Yeah. And I mean, look at him. He's outweighed by Matt Anderson by a good, I'd have to look at the cards. I don't have them handy, but I mean, it's close to 100 pounds and he's just going right after him.
Well, he's doing exactly what he should do. Brian can tell you this. He's staying on it. I mean, he's not giving Matt a whole lot of opportunity to breathe. And that's what you got to do. You got to stay on him. You can't let him think.
Yeah. And for those of you listening, we're just looking at footage of the match between Matt Anderson and Gorilla Q. Nothing really to describe to you. It's just general wrestling right now, but we'll talk to you about the finish. That's a beautiful gourd buster, though. Now that I say that.
Yeah, standing too. It was very impressive to be able to do a gourd buster like that and stay on your feet. You have to have a lot of strength to be able to pull somebody up like that and put them down. And be able to stay with both feet planted. I was very impressed.
That's a move you don't see a lot of anymore. Gourd buster or slingshot suplex. You do not really see those much anymore. I wonder why that is. I imagine because they're difficult to execute.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. Especially a slingshot suplex. Tully Anderson, Tully Blanchard made that move look easy, but it is a very difficult move to execute. There's a lot of moving parts in that move, and you do have some spring off of the rope, but you still have to have a lot of strength to pick them up to that height and stop and then drop them onto the rope and to get that momentum off of it. Yeah, like I say, he made it look easy, but yeah, it's a very difficult move to execute. Yeah, that's why you don't see it done very often.
That's it's tough. Go ahead, Reagan. I'm sorry.
I'd bring it back if I could. But I'm a weakling now, so never mind.
Let's take a look.
I want to know what that is in Gorilla Q's pocket. Is it a sweat rag? Plastic
No, it's a do rag. It's
okay. I thought it was like one of those Bad Brad Jumping Jimmy pocket blowout things that they used to have.
I think it's a heritage thing.
Let me describe this for the listeners, all 8 of you. Matt Anderson goes for a splash in the corner. Gorilla Q moves, and then Matt stops short of crushing the referee, but that gives Gorilla Q a chance to hit him with a low blow. Then he picks up the championship belt out of the corner, wham, right in the head. And gets Reggie's glasses, which fell off. I don't know how they got all the way across the ring like that. Puts his glasses on him. Reggie comes down, 1, 2, 3, new television champion. Boy, I tell you what, that is the definition of skullduggery, Brian Danziger.
It is. I mean, like 3 things right in a row, because not only was Reggie in the way, Gorilla Q pulled him into the corner. And so he pulled him into harm's way. And luckily for Reggie, Matt Anderson stopped himself, or he would have had 350 pounds crushing in on him on that corner. and Q took advantage of that while Reggie was ducked down, couldn't see what was going on, gave him the low blow, and then that probably would have been enough to get the win right there. But just to make sure, he grabbed the television title and hit him in the head with it, securing him the win.
Yeah.
And it helped a lot that the referee was truly blind in this one.
Yes, truly blind. We teased the referees and umpires at baseball about being blind, but this case, it literally was the case.
He would put the glasses back on once he knew he had the win.
That
I
was
want
the
to
best
make sure
part.
he sees. Now I want him to see. Now that I'm going to get ready to get the win,
So
I want him to be able to see clearly.
Matt and Mickey Fulk talked to us last week about.
I just think it's heartbreaking what Gorilla Q's doing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
He was so liked by the fans.
He was.
He was.
The crowd loved him. I mean, it seems like Matt Anderson, even though their tag team was put together so random, randomly, they seem to work well together.
Yeah, and they were friends before, before they were a tag team, they were still friends with each other.
In the back, Gorilla Q just always seemed so, I don't know,
They seemed very like buddies.
Yeah, and
You know
then
what I'm saying? Like in a movie, like they were just buddies.
This 360, I know titles are important, but to I don't know. It just, and I know it seems like Matt Anderson just doesn't understand either.
I don't think he does. But and just to give you fans a little history, the way the team was put together, we talk about it being a hodgepodge. There was actually a match, the battle royal, with a stipulation that the last two surviving members, guys in the ring in the battle royal, would be put together as a tag team and get a shot at the tag team title. And that's what happened. And they won it. So, or no, it was the last two men in the ring won the tag team title, right? Because it had to be vacated. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So they were the last men standing. Hey, congratulations. You're a tag team now. And you're the champions. Go get them. And that was a lot of pressure.
Yeah, and they managed to successfully defend the title on more than one occasion. And so once that started, because I had my doubts. I mean, I knew that there were individually great wrestlers, and Matt Anderson, was a former Mid-Atlantic Tag Champion with Sebastian Kane. But these two guys had never teamed before, so I was a little skeptical as to whether or not they would be able to even defend the titles once. But they managed to do it several times, and but the Fighters Club managed to get the belt from them, and apparently Gorilla Q blamed Matt Anderson for that loss, and he took it personally and took it out on Matt Anderson,
which was a mistake made a lot by younger rookie type people in this business. It was a rookie mistake to blame, Matt Anderson. You're a team. You win together, you lose together. That's just the way it should be.
Especially when you have a loss from someone from a group like the Fighters Club, when it's not a fair fight when you're dealing with the Fighters Club.
Right.
And that whole thing happened so fast. I still don't remember. I remember hearing the 3 count, but that's it. That match is a mystery to me. I'm sure it's on the network, I think. I'd have to check it, but I'm not 100% sure. But fans, we got it coming up for you this weekend, a big one, 31 years. We celebrate the anniversary of the AIWF. A big card on Saturday, headlined by a world title match. And it's one fall to a finish, we found out, so the champion has no advantage. And then night number 2, Sunday night, bell time starts at 4 p.m. is what we understand from Matt Classic, who has gotten out of here. And that is going to be headlined by AIWF Mid-Atlantic versus RWC War Games. The steel cage is going up, and it's not even deal with the steel, man. It's going to be fire this weekend.
It certainly is.
Yep, I'm definitely looking forward to it. So we hope to see all of you there. I don't have anything else to go over. Have you guys got anything you want to cover before we get out of here?
Did you know that the Four Horsemen had vitamins to sell in the 80s?
Yes, I did. Very well aware of that.
Did not know that until I saw that today.
Yes, they did. And they had the
forms. Formula 1, Formula 2.
Yeah, Formula 1 was the actual vitamin, and Formula 2 was when you need that quick burst of energy. There was probably so much fucking ephedrine in that. It would.
That was what I was going to say. It's probably amphetamine or the epinephrine or whatever they called it that people took to lose weight back in the 80s.
Yeah.
I
And
want to
then
know
he said that he
Amway-
was surprised Bad Brad didn't buy it because he was always calling that number and getting in trouble.
I want to know if Amway had anything to do with it, if they backed it.
Amway.
Yeah,
You know who was
I
big?
have my reasons for asking that.
Well, you know who was big into Amway in the 90s? It carried a little star power for them. Paul Jones.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't know they were into Amway. That's that one. I missed that one too. But
Well, you know,
anyway.
it was said that Paul Jones actually, until he passed away, worked down at the Spectrum Center in Charlotte. Like there was always reports of people going to Hornets games and being like, "Hey man, I saw Paul Jones in the hallway of the Spectrum Center last night and talked to him for a little while." It was like, wow, okay. He was so entrenched in Charlotte, everything, probably politics, law enforcement, everything. He was so juiced in. I'm like, Paul, just come down here and shake hands and kiss babies, man. We'll pay you shit, So, but I always thought that was
my random old wrestling thing I saw today.
Oh, well, you should hear, man. If they ever get going on old timey wrestling, especially on the talk radio station down here, oh my God, it's like all the DJs just they light up. They start. It's a very big part of Charlotte history down here. That's one of the reasons I love it down here so much.
I'm gonna research see if anybody sued over those vitamins. That's my next big research thing.
See if Amway had anything to do with it.
Yeah, it gives like Jimmy Valiant screaming, "Paul Jones, you're next." A whole nother meeting, like with how Amway operated the whole pyramid. Anyway, so like I went to an Amway thing one time. I didn't know what it was. A friend of mine taught me how to go into it, and the first thing they say, "Okay, now guys, we want you to understand, pyramid schemes are illegal, and Amway is not a pyramid scheme." And he turned around and started drawing on the whiteboard a picture of a pyramid. Like, what the hell?
It's like that joke from The Office. That was literally a joke on The Office.
Oh wow!
Michael was scammed into a pyramid scheme, and he's like, "It's not a pyramid scheme. I sell here, and then I get these people to sell for me here, and these people to sell for them." Oh no!
It is a pyramid. Oh. So one of the writers at the office must have gone to an Amway meeting at some point. Wow, crazy. All right. So any final thoughts before we get out of here?
I'm good.
I just want to say I'm really looking forward to this weekend. There's going to be so many title matches, so many titles on the line, and titles from all over the country too. So this is a very rare opportunity for any independent wrestling fan to see all these different independent wrestlers from all over the country, and some from all over the world defending their titles right in Mount Airy, North Carolina. So it's a very unique opportunity that everybody that can should take advantage of.
And from a women's perspective, we have some phenomenal women wrestlers with going to be some phenomenal matches with them, that we're going to see from around the country. So come see them before they hit the big leagues.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, get your
get
your picture taken with them now, but so you don't have to stand in line for an hour and pay $50.
Yeah, get it now before they become famous, right? Absolutely. Anyway, all right, Rick Diesel, you good?
I'm good.
I'm stunned.
I can't follow Brian and Reagan. They're so eloquent.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm trying to be more exciting than I was when we were doing the show by ourselves.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, and it's not just the anniversary show, guys. AIWF Mid-Atlantic has a lot of great things happening in the month of March. and into April. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. You're going to see, I believe, some of the best and most exciting wrestling in the independents over the next couple of months, and it is going to be fantastic, and we'll cover it for you all right here. So,
at a good price. We
yes.
are the priced for the best.
And our YouTube page don't have no paywall. You can see your favorite wrestlers on there for absolutely nothing. So, yes, no paywalls. And we got a new match up there last night. Dax Harwood, who was at the time known as Casey McKnight, is in a tag team match against the Mid-Atlantic Outlaws, Lewis Moore and Matt Houston. So go over there and check that out. It's freaking great, man. It's cool to go back in time and look at these guys like Dax Harwood, Andre Chase, before they hit the big time. You know,
I keep forgetting about Dax Harwood being Casey. I keep forgetting that. Like,
look,
it just blows my mind.
He was
blows my mind that all the
He was on NXT for over a year before anybody pointed out. You know that's Casey McKnight, right? Really?
I know. It blows my mind. Blows my mind.
Crazy. All right, wrestling fans. Well, we will see you this weekend at the matches. We will. I don't think we're going to be able to be with you next week because
we'll be
wrestling.
We're doing wrestling. So
maybe we can do a Facebook Live from the show.
Maybe we'll figure out something.
Don't ask me to do it.
All right, wrestling fans. Well, make sure you join us this weekend in Mount Airy at Veterans Park for the big 31st anniversary show. Not one, but 2 nights of awesome wrestling action. And we will see you at the matches. So for Commissioner Rick Diesel, for Brian Danzig, Reagan, both Hall of Famers, I am Mad Matt Carter. Wishing you the best. We'll see you next time. Until then, so long for now.